this is Simon from boneguitar.co.uk, and for this tutorial I'm going to cover the Study in B minor by Fernando Sor from Opus 35 number 22, or number 5 in the 20 Studies for Guitar Sor Segovia edition. This is a composition in 3/4 time based on a sequence of arpeggios. Now there are at least 3 different ways we can play the right hand in this composition. The melody note falls mainly on the first beat and the third beat of the bar. So we could actually play that with a rest stroke with the accompaniment notes in 3 strokes. So we could play rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke. Or we could put just the rest stroke on the first beat of the bar and the rest of it played in 3 stroke, including the second melody note. So that would be rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke, rest stroke, 3 stroke. Or we could play it all in 3 strokes. So that would be just 3 stroke, which method you use is up to the individual player. Try all 3, see which one you like, and then play it that way. I do play with the rest strokes on the first beat and the third beat of the bar. That's how I learned it in the first place. The other thing, when we're dealing with this piece by Sor, I only play it with the thumb, middle and index finger. Some players use the third finger. Indeed, I used to use the third finger a while back, but now I've just reverted to middle, index and thumb. If one reads the Fernando Sor guitar method, he does say that he rarely uses that third finger, and mainly it's with thumb, middle and index finger. So that's the method that I now use. But again, it's up to the individual player which way you do it. And now on to the left hand. Now our first bar is a B minor chord, B minor bar chord. So we need to get our first finger barred across the 2nd fret. Avoid the finger going on an handle, avoid any bends in the finger, because all that happens is you get all these dead notes. So try and get that first finger, that index finger, as straight as you possibly can with the thumb directly behind it. It might be that your thumb is in between your index finger and your middle fingers when you're actually holding the chord, but avoid having your thumb poking down that way. So try and get that thumb behind, like a capo. So get the finger on. It always looks like the index finger's overlapping the fret when you're putting a bar on, but in actual fact it is actually just rolling into the fret. If you want to know more about bar chords, you can see my other tutorial on bar chord technique. So we've got the first finger barred across the 2nd fret. We need the 2nd finger now on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, the 3rd finger on the 4th string on the F sharp at the 4th fret, and the little finger on the 3rd string also at the 4th fret on B. So that gives us our B minor chord. So we're now playing the arpeggio. So we're starting with the 2nd string and the bass note together, 3rd string with the index finger, 4th string with the thumb, 3rd string again with the index finger, 2nd string, 3rd string. So that's. Now, the first 6 bars of this composition, you'll notice that the 3rd finger is staying on F sharp. So that is actually played through, and all the other chords pivot around the F sharp. So we're starting out with the first 2 bars on B minor, then it's changing on the 3rd bar to an F sharp 7 chord, then back to B minor, and then F sharp again, and back to B minor. But that 3rd finger constantly stays on that 4th string, 4th fret. So that again is B minor. Just play that again. Still the B minor chord. Now on the 3rd bar we're now changing. Keep your 3rd finger down. Put the 1st finger on C sharp on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and we're playing the 1st string open, 2nd string, 4th string with the thumb, 2nd string, I use the index finger, middle finger plays the 1st string and back to the 2nd string. So that is. Now on the 4th bar we're now moving back, keeping the 3rd finger down, 2nd finger on D on the 2nd string, little finger on B on your 3rd string, and we're playing the 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string and 4th string. So that's. So now we've got. Notice how that F sharp is ringing all the way through. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Now, on bar 7 we can actually take our fingers off. So we're playing the first 3 strings. And on the 3rd beat we have an E sharp coming into the music. So we play that with the 2nd finger. That means it might seem a bit strange, but the reason is on bar 8 we need to get onto a bar chord at the 2nd fret again. So that's leaving our 1st finger ready to cover our bar. You could play it with your 1st finger, but it means then going getting your 1st finger from the 1st fret to a bar at the 2nd fret, which is a bit of an ungainly movement. So if we use the 2nd finger, we can extend our 1st finger ready to go down onto the bar. So that will be. And that gives us our F sharp chord. So that'd be 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 4th string, 3rd string. We're now actually back to our B minor, so we've got a repeat of the first 2 bars. So that's why we prepare on that 8th bar the full bar chord. So now we've got B minor. Keeping that 3rd finger again on the F sharp, we're now coming to open E, C sharp and F sharp. So those are a repeat of the first 3 bars. Now be careful here, because a lot of players do go wrong. They don't notice the fact that on bar 12 it does change, and all we're doing now is moving our 1st finger and 3rd finger, which at the moment are in the 2nd position, then move up a fret, and then we put the 2nd finger onto the 3rd string onto our B, which is now giving us a G chord or a G triad. So that is up. I'll do that again. So that's the guide fingers to get nicely onto that G chord, and now we're dropping down. We can take our fingers off because we've now got a chord of A7, which is open E, 2nd finger on C sharp on the 2nd string. We have an open 3rd string and your 1st finger on the E on your 4th string. Now I play the upper note with my middle finger, the C sharp with the right hand index finger. I then use the thumb on the 3rd string on the open G, back to the index finger, and now we're actually playing 2 notes together. So we're playing the 4th string and the 1st string together, and then we're playing the second string. So that's now giving us. And now we have another guide finger of the second finger sliding up to the D, little finger back on our B, and the third finger on the F sharp. So we're back to a B minor chord. So that is. Again, keep that third finger anchored down on the F sharp, and we change over with our first finger to our second string C sharp, second finger onto the third string A sharp, giving us again an F sharp chord. And now we've got a little trick involved on this chord. We do go back to B minor, so we have third finger which is still on F sharp, little finger on the B, and the second finger on D. Now, if you look at the music, that first note of B is actually lasting for 2 beats, but on the second half of the second beat, we've also got a repeated note of B. So the first note wouldn't be lasting for 2 beats if we've got to play it again. So what we do, we then lift the second finger off so we can play an open B, but maintaining the third string B, so it's sustaining through. So that would now be. And that B is still ringing on the third string, hopefully. Now that's the end of the first section. I'll leave it there, and you can then look at part 2 of this video, which is I'll be doing shortly. I hope this has helped you out. If you have any questions, just email me or contact me through YouTube. Okay, thank you.